What's up, everybody? This is Tanner with NFL Broadcaster. Today we have a special guest. He's a 1,000 follower member right now on Instagram. Fix Madden Football is his Instagram title. And we just got him to 1,000 followers, so make sure you guys go and follow him. Fix Madden Football. Thanks for being here, dude.
No problem, man. I'm excited.
So we're going to be discussing your top NFL or top Madden issues. Sorry, I'm used to saying NFL because of my page
Yeah,
and
you're good.
channel. Um, we're going to be talking about the top Madden issues. What's wrong with the entire game franchise? What's been wrong since they started? And I know I have several complaints myself because I've been playing since Madden '02. So go ahead and give us your insight. What do you post on your page? What's the feedback you're getting from your followers?
Uh, I'm a lot of my posts are just clips, just funny clips, the game, just a lot of glitches and stuff. I feel like I do a lot of posts, I do rankings of all the game modes, like I've done that, and try to keep like a fair balance of, like cool clips, right? And then, in actual insightful posts where I'm trying to like get into detail about what I want, what can improve the game. So I try to keep a healthy balance.
No, that's good. You want like some form of, like cool game clips where it's actually like, even though Fix Madden Football is the main like reason behind your channel, but it's also like you do still enjoy the game. That's why you post so much of it. And so you want to like just play it and have fun and post some really cool highlights and clips, but you also want to just like be funny and
I mean, that's the end goal, I don't post a lot of highlights right now because, in my opinion, it's hard to find good ones. Most of my clips that I post are just like the game sucking. Like, I posted one earlier today.
yeah.
Ball was just bouncing on a couple guys' heads. They were running around, and I was like, it's ridiculous. Like, obviously, I don't think I've seen that happen before, but like, I just feel like the game has been out for so long, and it's disappointing to me that
Every
I have
year.
to go on and make an Instagram account, right? And I can, like I post all this stuff and everybody's just like, "Oh yeah, that happens to me every game." It's like, that's crazy, man. Like Electronic Arts, obviously, EA Sports, the people that make the game, they have billions of
hmm
dollars. It's a billion-dollar company, and yet we get the same bad game pumped out every year. It sucks for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is or who their programmers are or why they think that this game is good because I think the last Madden I bought was 17 or 18. Maybe, I don't know. It had Brady on the cover, so probably.
Yeah, that was 18, I think.
Oh my God. I'm slacking.
That's good. I'm glad to hear you don't buy it because that's
Yeah.
just uh,
Like if there's something interesting, and I think I only bought it because of the long shot game mode, and I wanted to try it, and it was interesting. But it's when it's over, it's just you're back to the same game, and it's the
I was not a long shot fan, dude. I hate the face of the franchise they put out this year. I thought it was terrible. I thought long shot was bad. In the career, we all wanted a career mode, right? Everybody saw 2K had a career mode. We were like,
yeah.
we should have a career mode for Madden. They put out long shot and face of the franchise, and everyone, this is
I'm not even
terrible.
sure what face of the franchise is. What is that one?
Okay, so it's like kind of like long shot, right? But you actually get long shot. You had to be with what was his name? It was like Devin Wade or something. You had to
Yeah.
be Devin Wade, right? But this time you can be yourself, right? You can be,
hmm
whatever your name is, right? You can make your own. You can make him look like you. I was like, that was cool. It's like, okay, well now I don't have to be a generated player, right? I don't have to be the game that they're making me, the player that they're making me be at, like play as, but I could be actually be my own guy. But then you play through it and you're like, dude, this is cringy. It's not funny. Like, it's not that it's supposed to be funny, but there was a lot of attempts to be funny and it just wasn't. It's
hmm
like so you play through three college games and there's no more cutscenes. As soon as you hit the NFL, it's just basic franchise, and there's less features than basic franchise. So I was confused. I was like, why is it called Madden NFL, right? And you're putting out a face of the franchise mode where I can only play games in college and there's only cutscenes in college. That's what made me mad the most.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I don't know. So I know they have like and I never pay for PlayStation Plus. I have a PS4, and so I never really played online against people. I have before, but I was always just more interested buying the game and looking for a career mode where it's like you you either start off as a rookie and you can make your rookie, and then you literally play through, a 16, 17 game season and see how you do. Like, or it's just never,
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
it's just like, yeah, big. It's just big issues with the game and franchises always. I shouldn't say that actually, because it's a joke that a lot of me and my followers have. It's like, like you go and play NFL 2K5 or you even play Madden 08. Those franchise modes are better than the ones we have right now. And I'm not just
oh,
saying
yeah.
that like, oh, it was a while ago and it's like it's good. No, no, they have more features in those games than you have right now. And I have an entire notes list on my phone. I won't. It's long, so I won't go through it. But of features that game has or any other game has that they removed or that they just never put in, and then they either put it back in 10 years later and advertise it as a new feature, or they never put it back in the game, and that's why franchise is so bare bones.
Yeah, and it's like at this point, it's just disrespectful to John Madden's name. I
I
mean,
agree.
he's got to feel so bad. Like,
No, it's like, dude, I'm like, dude, I wonder. I mean, obviously, I don't think John Madden's sitting down and playing some Madden with the
no.
boys, but I do think he has an idea about, and I think even EA has an idea about how bad the game is, but I don't think you know they could always know how bad the game is, right? But they're like, well, look, we still got people buying Ultimate Team packs. People still buy the game every year, so why do we need to change it? And that's why a couple days ago there was a
Hmm.
hashtag number two on trending, and context, you never see anything about Madden trending because Madden's popular, but it's not that popular where you see it on the trending page. Number
Yeah.
two on trending, I think it was hashtag fix Madden franchise. Um, basically people saying, dude, franchise sucks. And I'm like, I'm really hoping that has some impact on what they do next year because 21, right? They put out some patch notes for franchise, different than face of the franchise, but they checked out some patch notes, or that's what I'm calling them. But it's supposed to be like what are the
Hmm.
updates, and it's like they go through and it said fixed this, fixed this, fixed this, and they didn't add anything. It was nothing new, and people were, including me, obviously, I was pissed about that. And then all of a sudden, there's a hashtag trending on Twitter. I'm like, yo, this might actually do something. So was huge. Like I feel like that could be a huge step in the right direction, or EA ignores it. We don't hear about it again.
Yeah, that's the thing with EA is they know every single year they make. I mean, I don't. Who knows how much money they make every year off the game? But the only reason that people buy the new game is because like you have new rookies or the graphics may be a slight tad better. But honestly, they haven't been better to me since like I don't know 16, 17, something like that.
No, they're far behind in graphics, man.
Yeah.
Like look at other sports games like 2K, and I made like again I made a post about this a while ago, but I was like sitting there and I was like, this is not 2K. I thought this was real life for a second. There has never been that thing with Madden where I could be like, whoa, this is real life. It's like it can't be because, in my opinion, the players look kind of cartoony. I
Oh
don't know if
yeah.
that's like a thing, but they kind of look cartoony, right? And they just don't. It doesn't look like an actual NFL game. And you're looking at these other games, and you're like, dude, you got FIFA and same developer, right? EA
Hmm.
makes FIFA too, right? But for some reason, and obviously FIFA pulls more money, but that's a whole different conversation. The graphics in FIFA and 2K, even like NHL, are just so far in front of Madden. It's crazy, and it's like so many people. It's like graphics should always be good, and any like no, it makes me mad that the graphics are still as far behind as they are.
Yeah, and it always looks like you can tell it's a game because even from just from going to a huddle to the line of scrimmage, hiking the ball, it's so it's hard to explain, but like
Yeah, no, I
different
definitely
games,
feel you.
yeah, like different games like and I know EA has the money to put into graphics and designers and stuff. Like if you watch like The Last of Us stuff like that,
Oh
or
yeah,
just GTA 5 on max graphics, which is like a 7-year-old game. Like you
it's
can
like
see
that game's
details.
better graphics. It's been out for almost a decade now.
Yeah. And like you don't see I don't know, when a quarterback hikes the ball in Madden and a player starts to run, it just kind of looks like they're floating. Like their legs are
Yeah,
moving, but it looks like they're just kind of gliding across the ground. And you don't see like details in the grass and the turf. You don't see dirt flying up. You might see some
yeah,
dirt
exactly. That's
flying up.
something. that's a really good point. Is like that's something like you watch an NFL game, right?
Hmm.
It's just the little details are what really makes a game, right? So you see a guy running on turf, you see the turf pellets flying up. I don't see
Yeah.
that on Madden, and I think they tried to implement it, or maybe but it doesn't look good, and it's like those are the little things that make a game feel like you're actually playing. But oh, Madden doesn't have that, and that's a massive issue.
Yeah, if you want to see it, you have to go to the instant replay. Like you have to pause the game and go to like what is it, replay, and then you can
You
like
gotta zoom in.
yeah, you got to zoom in and you can control the camera, and then you might see some details. And it's sometimes that's really fun to do, but it's not the same as just having it there in the first place and noticing it. And one thing that irritates me so much is the commentators and
Oh my god,
broadcasters.
yeah.
Dude,
Don't get me started, dude.
every
Oh
year,
my goodness.
every year they're like cringy, and like
Yeah, I
it's
know.
gotten better, but the last 3 or 4 games it's been the same. And then the if you like press X or something to like speed up or quick play or whatever, and then they're still talking about 2 plays ago, it's
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 right,
unrealistic.
yeah. Yeah, it is, and I agree. They're cringy. Like they hear parts where they're trying to be funny. It's like, wow, this might have been funny the first time, but now that I've heard it 17 times this game, I don't think it's that funny anymore.
Yeah, they run out of things to say.
No, it just feels like I've heard times where they say the exact thing 2 times in a row. It's like, what the hell is happening here?
I think
I don't really know how they do that whole thing. Like, I've always kind of thought they take like a week, right? And they just like go through the whole commentating. They try to get a ton of stuff done. Maybe in like a week, they just like that's what their day is devoted to. That's kind of how I don't really know. I bet there's information on it, but no, it
yeah,
just
but
feels
it's
like yeah,
like
the
they put
commentators are weird. Just it's whack. Commentators suck, and that's
it's like they put so many lines in there, right? And then they put the voices on a random number generator, so they just randomly
yeah.
select a line or a play to say. And like sometimes they'll talk about the previous play, which is kind of cool. They're like, and that's a 25-yard pass. And then
But they're
it's
always reactive rather than proactive, and I feel like that's all. If that's how your commentators are, that is a massive issue because you sit down and watch an NFL game, especially like now with guys like Tony Romo who predict the play before they happen. He's the
oh
definition of a
yeah,
proactive commentator, right?
he's pretty cool.
He talks about the formation, what it looks like before they snap the ball, and that never ever happens, right? That never happens in Madden. It's always like that was a 17-yard gain. It's like, oh, thanks. I couldn't have looked up at the scoreboard and saw it was a 17-yard gain. Like, thank you for that. It's never like, oh, this is what I think might happen here, and like this is the formation they're in, right? You don't see that. You just hear like little reactionary moments, and then their little jokes. You can't see me, but I'm jokes, air quotes, because they're not
Oh
fucking
yeah,
funny. Yeah, it's like,
they have awful
you know,
jokes.
well, yeah.
But yeah, I get that. It's like they don't have any sense of realism. Like you can tell it's a robot like talking. Like the voice sounds like, I mean, it's a real voice, but it's so robotic because it's repetitive, and they don't have a sense of. It just makes you feel like you're playing a arcade game, like a cartoon arcade game.
Mm.
And yeah, Tony Romo, he's so fun to listen to, and because
Oh,
he actually
Romo's like my dream
understands.
commentator for
Yeah,
Madden.
he understands the game and he knows what to look for on a defense, and I've watched highlights of him just like predicting plays, and it's really really cool. And I
And I
think
think they picked the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good, you're good. Like I think him and Peyton Manning would be the ultimate like duo to be the next commentators and broadcasters.
Yeah, and like obviously Charles Davis and Brandon Godden, who are the two current ones, they're
Hmm.
cheap, right? They're not great commentators. Or not. I wouldn't even say that, but they're not super. That's why they have them is because they're cheap guys, right? And
Hmm.
they need more. In my opinion, they need more than one set of commentators because that's how it is. You don't have the same two commentators for
Yeah,
everything, right? So
yeah,
even if they were to bring in cheaper options, right, more cheap options, like I just want to have some variety. I want to have some, like I want to have the same two commentators every. It's exhausting. It's sucks. It's
yeah.
like commentators such a huge part of football, especially if you're making a game where it's like you're watching an NFL game, right? And you're just listening to these two guys just ramble on about something that didn't even happen or that happened 10 plays ago. It's like, dude, I don't care. Like, it makes me so, it's so frustrating. I can't stand the commentators.
Dude, okay, I don't have an example because I haven't played the game in forever, but there's times where you can make this huge play and they go, that was a poor pass choice by the quarterback, or like, he didn't read the
Yeah,
defense too well on that.
that's like I once like threw a ball to my guy and he glitched out and dropped the pass, and then I hear the commentators being like, "That was an ill-advised throw." And
Ill-advised
my
throw,
guy's
that's
throwing,
it.
and I was like, "He ran commit, like he sent everyone at me, and then I'm throwing my ball, he drops it, he's wide open, and you're telling me it's an ill-advised pass? Like they don't actually program them to say the right thing. They're just like, oh, incompletion. All right, we have this group of things that they can say for an incompletion. So we're
That's
just gonna
probably what
randomly
they
pick
do.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even sometimes I feel like even if they catch it, they'll still say, that's an ill-advised throw by the quarterback there.
But and the glitches are insane in this game.
It's
Like
so
the
bad.
commentators have glitches too. It's just bad.
And then like I saw you post yesterday maybe about the like when quarterbacks are trying to avoid a sack and they just spin and run backwards 5 yards.
Yeah, that was I was that's my franchise clip, and I was just like from a couple months ago, and I was like, dude, I found this. It's like that's not how quarterbacks break sacks. They don't do spins. They don't like run backwards 10 yards to evade a sack. If you evade a sack in the NFL, it's a quick move and then a quick throw. But you have to wait for the animation to completely stop, which doesn't mean, your guy is standing still. It means the animation that your guy went into has to completely stop before you can throw the ball. By the time that happens, you've already been sacked by another player.
It goes by frames, I think. So like if you're, let's say the spinning or avoid sack animation has 15, 20 frames. Let's say 20 frames. Yeah, so like it automatically decides, like you don't even press a button to avoid a sack, do you? It just does it.
No, you just that's right about that. That is like you shouldn't just if you should press a button, you hit it the exact right time you break that sack.
Yeah, and so like it'll just do it for you, and then your quarterback animation spins. He puts his hand on the ground to like regain his balance. Then he stands up with the ball like he's ready to throw. But even if he
Can't
looks
throw
like
it.
he's ready to throw, yeah, it's like that animation is still in progress, and you got like technically two frames left, and then by that time you're hit by another guy, and it's like that animation overrides the avoid like sack animation. You don't have a choice. You can't even press like R3, or if Xbox players, whatever the thumbsticks are, like to throw the ball away, it won't even let you do that.
Mm.
Like you can't.
That's
I don't know. The animations are really, really bad.
and that's you know, animation based games are always going to be an issue. And that's why the engine that they run on Frostbite, and that's why they have to use anime. Because if you make a game animation based, right, you have to have so many animations that I could go a month and not see the same animation twice. Or you should just not be using an animation at all, or an animation based game at all, because
Yeah.
that's what creates these issues when I'm getting tackled or I'm breaking a tackle, right? I'm running up the field, I'm in a break tackle animation, and that means everyone else who's trying to tackle me right there is just gonna dive 10 feet the other way, or they're gonna like lump off of me or something because they're not part of the animation. It's just gonna look ridiculous. So they're like all diving or whatever, they're doing just random stuff, because that's the problem with having an animation based game, is that like animation overrides everything else. So if I'm in the middle of a break tackle animation, no one else can tackle me until I'm done with that animation.
Yeah, and it's just messed up. Like it's like the people that make the game don't actually watch football, especially with quarterbacks in the league now. Like, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, especially with Lamar Jackson. These guys can just do like a quick juke with the lower half of their body, avoid a sack, and they're still ready to throw the football
Yeah, and
or
it's
just
like
run.
that's the thing about a break sack is it's not a big event. Like if someone breaks a sack, they're throwing that ball as soon as they possibly can so they don't get hit again. And they're not like rolling around, like they're not in like a weird, like not like in a weird, animation with well, obviously because it's real life, but like they're not doing like some weird spin. They're like making a quick move. Maybe they give them like a little like arm to like get them across or whatever, and then they're throwing that ball. They're either throwing it away or they're finding an open receiver. It's not like a thing where you're gonna go back into the pocket ready to throw a ball because the pocket's already collapsed if you've been hit once.
That's what it looks like. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, it's like when you're avoiding a sack, the quarterback always stands back up after a while, and like he's just kind of like bouncing up and down like he's still in the pocket. He's not scrambling. He pops up like he's in the pocket still. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Like he just
pocket is bat trash in Madden too. It's garbage. I posted it a couple times. It's like I go back to the same Aaron Rodgers clip because it's a perfect pocket that forms around him, and you're like, then you compare that to like any pocket you'll see in the game, and it doesn't form a U shape, right? And I don't remember who it was, but one of my followers says it looks like a W, right? It looks like a W, not
yeah.
a U. It should look like a U forming around the quarterback, right? And if it
Mhm.
collapses because of the rush tackles, it should, you should collapse inside, right? And if it collapses because of the edge
Yeah.
rushers or the outside linebackers, it should collapse outside. But it doesn't do either of those. It looks like a W, and then your guy gets off the block, and then your lineman just stands there like, uh oh, that guy got past me. Now let me watch my quarterback get sacked.
Yeah,
It's like
they
that
stand
doesn't
there
replicate real football.
like if the defensive end like does a spin animation around your offensive lineman, your guy's still standing in front of you just like looking like he's
And he
blocking
doesn't try to
air.
regain control.
Yeah, it's stupid. And it's like they just get stuck in their own animations and you can't. I don't know. The game is whack. And one thing that like I always do, no matter who my quarterback is, because I've gotten so used to either just getting sacked and having no pocket. I always roll out every single pass play. I just roll out, which I'm not good at the game, not gonna lie. But if I have a mobile quarterback, I always roll out or like was it hold the sprint button to like
Now it's escape artist. You get the ability. You got your guy goes faster.
yeah. So I like get out of the pocket and I always run towards one of the sidelines and then look for an open receiver because the pocket is just trash. And I, for some reason, like ever since Madden, whatever, my cousin came over like last year and we played, and he he was so good at getting the rush game going, but I couldn't seem to run the ball at all. Like I used to be able to run the ball in Madden, but now it's like,
Running the ball is overpowered. You because okay, so I'm sure everybody who's played Madden, you've probably heard about this. So in the championship, right, for money, I think it was like 10 grand or something like that.
mhm.
Guy put his punter in at quarterback for the entire game. Did not throw the ball once. Ran the ball the entire game and won like $10,000. That's how bad the running game has become lately. Is that you can do that. You can win money. You just chuck your punter in at quarterback, right? And I don't know. I've heard that he might have been like exploiting a left-handed animation because his punter was left-handed. I don't know if that's true, but all I know is that that guy did not throw the ball once. He ran the ball the entire game and won 10K.
That is nuts. But like I don't know. It's like my cousin knew which running plays to call, and he just destroyed my defense every single play. And he was, I mean, at the time, he was with the 49ers, so they have a great running game, anyways. And I was playing as the Packers because they're my favorite team. But I was
Packers have a good
playing,
run defense, but that's how bad and overpowered the run game is. It doesn't
yeah,
really matter you have in your defense. You can't really stop the run game. Maybe you get lucky, you get a fluke play where you get a TFL, but like everything else besides that, you're not gonna be successful stopping the run because it's overpowered. It's bad this year. They have to fix it next year, or else people are gonna really not buy this game.
no, I hope they don't because it's just, you're getting the same thing. I think the game really hasn't changed since 2002. I used to play it on PlayStation 2, and Madden, like I think it was '07 because it had Michael Vick on the cover with the Eagles, was one of my favorites.
It's like, oh, the wait, when was he on? Was he in the cover with the? I don't remember.
He was
Sorry,
on the
keep going.
cover with the Eagles in like '07, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just disappointing to me. And obviously, Ultimate Team is like, and
It's
I don't
just taking
even,
it
I
over.
don't know if I want to go into Ultimate Team because it's just such a exhausted topic. Everybody's talked about why Ultimate Team is garbage. It's pay to win, right? They promote gambling to kids. Buy these packs. You can get these packs. It's $20. We'll give you these virtual packs, and that's always made me mad. It's like If the NFL actually, or if people, actually knew what the game was, kids giving money to the game so they can get virtual packs, people would be pissed off about that because that's gambling. That's like underage gambling, right? And since it's a video game, it's Madden, it's football, it's fun. Everyone's like, I feel like there's been a blind eye turned to it. And it's like, no, there should not be paying for packs in this game. Shouldn't be. It's gambling. It's ridiculous. And like the fact that people don't see that, people don't understand that, it's crazy in my opinion.
What do they call that when it's like on apps, like macro or micro
Microtransactions, yeah.
transactions? Yeah. So
I feel like it's different because you're buying a pack, right? You're not guaranteed to get anything. Or you're guaranteed to get something, but you don't know what
not
you're gonna
good
get. Right?
players.
Other games,
Yeah.
you're like, we'll give you this much if you give us, this amount of money. And I don't think anyone loves that, right? But it's how they make money.
Right.
For EA, they're like, all right, you give us this amount of money, you can maybe get like a really good player, or you could go home or nothing. Like you could get nothing, and you just wasted your money.
And then
I
eight
think
months
that's
later,
just
there's a new Madden, and you have to start over.
exactly. It's not like that stuff stays. So I always tell everybody, go no money spent. Like don't buy packs. You can still be okay at the game, not have to buy packs, right? If you like Ultimate Team, which I know a lot of people do, because I don't hate Ultimate Team. I hate that it's pay to win.
Yeah.
Like I think it's cool. Like you get to play with historical players, right? You get to put together a team, players you want. You get like cool promos. It's just cool. Like do not buy packs. Do not spend money in the game. It's not worth it. You're not getting anything real in return. Just don't spend. You bought the $60 game. That's enough. Don't buy packs. Don't buy anything extra.
Yeah, and that's why they keep. I mean, that's why they keep giving you the same stuff every year. It's because
That
it's working.
because people keep and yeah. There's this YouTuber. His name's like CC, the actual CC. He spent $14,000 on packs. You think about it. Who's the main audience on YouTube for a guy who's opening packs, right? It's kids, like
Kids.
probably 9 to 12 maybe. And those kids are like, "Whoa, he spent 14K. Now I'm gonna get my mom's credit card out of her purse and let me go buy some packs." It's like that's the issue. Is like, especially these YouTubers who are promoting these packs and they're like, buy like, "Oh, I'm buying these." Like, "Oh, look, I'm getting good pulls, right? I'm showing you
Hmm.
I'm showing you the good stuff I got, not the bad stuff I got." And then kids are like, "Okay, now let me go buy these packs because obviously there's some sort of reward."
And
I don't
for
want to be like one of those people who's like, "Oh, it's the issue," because there's a lot of YouTubers who don't do that, right? And I'm
uh
not saying all of them do. I'm just saying that's an issue when I see a guy spending 14 grand on packs, and he's not he's like, it's crazy.
yeah, and a lot of those YouTubers, especially like if they're strictly just Madden people, I know that they have to be. Of course, they're probably biased towards Madden because that's the game that they stream or make videos on. But you have to know that EA is giving them an advantage with their luck somehow. Because I play RuneScape still. I haven't played in a few months, but like I've always been into the game since I was a kid. And streamers on Twitch, like the big name streamers, they always like they get if someone gets banned, like if a normal player, which happens all the time, if a normal player gets banned because this automatic system that tries to catch bots, which is like it's cheating, um, a normal player will get banned for no reason sometimes because this automated system thinks they're botting, and then you can try to put an appeal into Jagex, who's the owner. But if a streamer accidentally gets banned and they put an appeal in, it gets fixed in minutes, and then some of these players never get their accounts back. It's like those Madden YouTubers have to have some kind of advantage, or like they're somehow increasing their RNG luck with the polls from the
Yeah.
packs, and I don't know. I feel like they're almost like
I
you're
think yeah. I mean,
partnered with
it's that's hard to
EA.
prove. Like, I agree with you. Like, I think that's definitely a possibility. It's hard to prove, right? Because you can't. Like, I think that's definitely possible. Like, you get this guy spending $14,000 on packs, and you're like, well, why wouldn't they boost his odds, right? Why wouldn't they make it better for him? Because he's spending 14K, right? And even
Exactly.
without that, they only show the good pulls that they get.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue is that you're not showing them the whole, you're showing them a small, bit of it. You're not
Yeah.
showing the sample. You're not showing the app's actual, pack opening. You're showing your best pulls. Like again, like Do I think that's the only reason Madden's bad is because YouTubers like promote packs to kids? No, but for the sake of the people that are seeing those YouTubers and buying the packs, don't don't spend your money on this game. Don't. You spend $60, fine. Don't add extra currency. Don't spend money to get for microtransactions when your team resets in 9 months anyway.
Yeah, and it's like
It's useless.
you don't really stand a chance against the teams that or the people that spend like pay to win, right? Like, are you gonna beat them if you're
I mean, it kind of depends on that. It's like at the beginning of the year, definitely not. Like if you even if you pre-order Madden, you get a huge advantage. You're not beating those guys. Towards the end of the year, when people stop playing, people care less. You're gonna
Mhm.
start, they're gonna start appealing to the people who haven't spent money yet, so that next year, they will. They're like, okay, here's some free players or whatever. It's like so at the beginning, no, you're not gonna be able to compete with players who
uh
spent money. Towards the end, you will be, yeah, because everything's been out and that's just how it is. They're
I
trying to
used to
appeal to
play
the people who spend money.
on the app, and I used to play like Ultimate Team and play
On Madden
online.
Mobile,
Madden Mobile, yeah.
yeah, I was definitely a Madden Mobile player, dude.
I was too for a long time, and I even spent money on that. But it's like the next update came out, and players cost a lot of money again, and then 3 weeks later, that player's free or something. It's like,
I don't know. I feel I think I was like Madden. I think I was like 14 years old and Madden 16, Madden Mobile 16, and I was too old to be spending money on that game. Like you're 14, you're still spending money on like a mobile game. I think you're kind of not like you shouldn't be doing that basically. And I was like, like every money I got money for my birthday, I was gonna spend it on Madden Mobile, right? And it's because of those packs, man. Like they're addicting. There's a reason why gambling is banned. Whether like
yeah,
whatever your opinions are on gamble, there's a reason kids aren't supposed to gamble. Your brain isn't developed. Like you're not supposed to gamble, but EA has kind of found a way around it where they're like, okay, it's online currency, right? You're gonna get something. It's online, but it is gambling. You can put whatever kind of bow you want it on. Is that an expression? I don't know, but you can kind
yeah,
of
I know
like
what you mean.
you can make it good as you can make it as good as you want to make it look. It's still gambling, in my opinion. It shouldn't be. It should be taken out.
It really should, because you think about it, like the main fan base of this game, the ages is probably from like at least 9 to 15, 16. I mean, like
Yeah, for
there's,
I'd say that's like for Ultimate Team.
yeah, for like the main, I mean, there's younger players and there's older players, and that's fine, but the main majority of people that are playing this game are probably kids. I mean, if you're in your mid teens, early teens, you're still a kid. So, yeah, I get it. And Madden Mobile even got me. I used to spend money on that too. And
There's
it was
like a
addicting.
distribution I think of ages for that. It's like a mobile game like Madden Mobile. I think you're gonna be like probably 8 to 12, right? Obviously, there's outliers. I was playing at like 14 in Madden 16. Like I feel like that's the main. So and then you go to like franchise, and then whenever I see people that don't like franchise, right, I click on their profile and they're late teens or adults because they like franchise, right? They want to play franchise, and then I get someone who's out here. I say Ultimate Team sucks, and I get these 8-year-old kids on my profile being like, "No, Ultimate Team is great." Like, it's you can. There's definitely an age difference of who plays what game mode, and you can tell like so that I can definitely see that younger players play Ultimate Team, and that's why EA markets so heavily towards Ultimate Team because they know that those kids will spend money on their game because they just don't understand. They don't have the brain. Brain isn't developed enough to understand that they're being cheated out of money for virtual stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's come to. It's just every game now is just anything anymore is just microtransactions. And
Yeah.
I get it with Madden. It really is gambling because I mean, some of the packs are like you're guaranteed a silver player, but you don't know which one. And a lot of like just the cheap packs, you're not guaranteed anything. Like you're not guaranteed any good player. It's just you are gambling.
Mm.
And
That's why I love franchise. It's like you can't microtransactions in franchise. Obviously, it's like you can put microtransactions in MUT. You can't really microtransaction franchise. That's why they don't put effort into franchise. So that's why I think know, I don't know if I'm buying 21 yet. In all honesty, I probably will because I have to get clips, to show people how
Yeah,
bad the game is.
yeah.
So if I have to bite the $60 bullet, I 100% will. If other people won't, like I'm buying because of franchise. I don't buy the game because of Ultimate Team. I want to see an improved franchise. And more people will buy your game if you improve. I feel like that's what they don't understand. That's what they're missing is they don't understand that more people will buy their game if they improve franchise, and that will outweigh the money that kids are spending on Ultimate Team because you have, you're expanding your player base, expanding the ages of your player base so people actually want to play franchise, so they're buying your game.
And their main focus, that's probably like why franchise sucks, is because they just focus on Ultimate Team and putting new packs in there and just they know that's working. They're getting money from that, so it's just stupid. Yeah, I think if they fix franchise and even quick play, just stuff like that, you could I mean, I would buy it. I know that. And
And they had this whole NFL 100 promo. I mean, again, I feel like I'm going into obscure stuff,
mhm.
but like this promo is like get all these flashy players. Like you get a Randy Moss who's a guaranteed 55-yard catch,
Yeah.
and you get yeah, you get like Randy Moss who's a guaranteed 55-yard catch or whatever, and you get Eric Dickerson, and you see all these YouTubers playing with him, and you're like, that guy's insane, right? And
Yeah.
so then you're buying packs for him. It's like really is. It's basic marketing, but since you're marketing towards 10-year-olds, it works, and they buy your packs.
Scamming kids, like you should be
Yeah.
proud, EA.
Like, I'd say that's hyperbole, right? Saying scamming kids, but you think about it, it's not. They are scamming kids because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're buying. They don't understand that it's useless and that it's being dumb by buying it. Like, not to be, it's dumb buy packs in my opinion. It is dumb. I don't think I'm not saying that you're dumb if you buy packs, but it is not a good decision to buy any sort of microtransactions and give it to EA Sports.
And I don't even find Ultimate Team fun. And I don't buy I don't buy the new Maddens because my Madden 17 or 18 is the same thing. Like it's just
Exactly. It's just it's a roster update every year.
yeah, that's why. And they think that they're releasing a brand new game every season because there's new rookies and there's hype around these rookies. And I'll be honest, I've bought a new game before because of the rookies. And like not be you can still update the rosters on the old games, but it's like it gets glitchy for me, and a lot of times I'll save
Yeah.
it, and then when I play the game again, it's just back to the old rosters, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah. And like, I'm not an Ultimate Team hater. Like I know there's some people who hate it. Oh, actually, I'm gonna rephrase what I just said. I do hate Ultimate Team.
I do
But like
too.
if you tell me I could go and play with old players, right? Like some of my favorite players of all time who aren't in the league anymore.
Mhm.
I could make a team, I could play online against people. I'd be like, that's sick. The part that's, that makes me think, oh, that's not that cool is when they're like, okay, now, pay for everybody. And it's like, no, I don't, that's like, the idea is great. It's executed very poorly.
Yeah, it is definitely. Um, hang on a second. All right, sorry.
Some sirens.
No, there were yeah. uh, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about Madden. Of course, I was. It was about. I was gonna change the subject and kind of go back towards the animations of tackling. And I know,
That's a good one.
yeah, and I know it's like I talked about sacks, but I mean basic tackling, and sometimes there's like five guys surrounding one player, and he can spin around all five people, or
Yeah, tackling is garbage. Tackling is terrible.
it's
They're adding new tackling mechanics this year. Everybody's like, "Oh, doesn't this look cool? Like, what do you think about these new tackling mechanics?" I'm like, "Gosh, like this is how they bait people in.
what's an
They give you
example of
things that you
the
think you want." So it's called like clutch tackles, or they're called like clutch stops or something. Like people send me DMs, are like, "Oh, what do you think about this? Is it cool?" And I'm like, "No, it's not cool because they're baiting you in. They've advertised the same thing every year, and people are like, "Oh, that's really cool. I want to buy it." and the game sucks again.
It's like
Like
the hit
that's the
stick thing,
issue.
right?
And hit sticks are obviously, hit sticks are cool, right? Everyone loves hit sticks, but
Hmm.
that's not a tackling mechanic as it is more of just a way to tackle somebody. But like the tackling mechanic this year is like, okay, the running game is overpowered. Here we go. It's because of tackling. No, it's not overpowered because of tackling and tackling animations. It's overpowered because of blocking. It's overpowered because of bad pursuit angles, and your defender will run behind the guy after he's already passed him instead of taking a reasonable angle to cut him off. That's the issue is that they 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 think they're like, oh, we'll fix the tackling animations, right? And tackling animations suck, so fine, but it's not the biggest issue. The issue is pursuit angles, and the reason the running game
Yeah,
is
the angles are
overpowered is because
trash.
yeah, it's like I hate when I'm taking or I see a CPU corner, he's about to cut off a guy, and then for some reason he runs behind him, and all of a sudden he's chasing him. It's like that's bad coding. It's yeah, it's just trash.
Yeah, and I hate. There's just so much to talk about when it comes to like glitches within the game. And when here's an example, passing the ball, like a player will catch the football and then it gets knocked free and then it bounces around for
Oh yeah,
5
tipped balls,
seconds
dude.
and then he runs out of bounds on the same, like, you can't control the player, like he just is stuck in this animation where he's running horizontal straight out of bounds and he won't catch the ball, and then they're like, that was a ill-advised throw by the quarterback. Like,
Yeah,
no, it's
the
just.
tip balls. Every ball you throw, if it's incompletion, will be tipped. And nope, that's not how the NFL works, right? The most complete balls aren't incomplete balls aren't tipped, right? In the NFL, every
Mhm.
ball you throw, if it, unless your quarterback just spiked it into the ground, it will be tipped by a defender, and you're gonna have to be worried that it's gonna be picked off because the ball is tipped almost every play. It's not realistic. That's not how the game is. That's why there's so many. That's why no one wants to throw the ball is because every ball you throw is tipped 10 feet in the air, and you don't know who's gonna come down with it because oh, game mechanics are just that bad.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. And okay, what's the number one thing that you would like to see fixed? Not regarding this is just like quick play and franchise game mechanics, anything you want besides like the microtransactions. What do you want to see
Franchise, a
fixed?
thousand percent.
But what specifically? Is there like a
That's a
certain?
that's a good. I think I'd say scouting, the scouting system. Um, it's not. I wouldn't call it horrible right now. It's just lackluster and boring. I guess makes it bad, but that's what I want. Is I want the scouting system fixed. If I could pick one thing, detailed scouting reports. Right now, you can see a few of their combine stats,
Mhm.
and then where they're projected. And then you can scout them, see how good they actually are. You can scout a limited amount of players. But I think that a better scouting system would do a ton for the game.
Is that like when what I'm used to is like you see a draft board and you see their overall and they're like
Yeah, you see, yeah,
and you
exactly.
see superstar or average or
Mhm.
whatever it's called.
They're developed. Yeah, exactly. I want to see that improved.
Okay, I get that because yeah, I don't know. Like it's like I want to be able to hire a scout, tell them these are the traits I want you to look for in a player, and then they come back with a list of players or something, instead of just the entire draft board of anyone who's available. I don't know. Maybe they already do that, but it'd be like
They definitely.
there could be a
I
lot
wish they
more
did.
details.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the scouting system right now. It's not the worst thing, but it's the thing that has the most potential, right? And that's what I want to see is just the game fulfill its potential.
Yeah, yeah, and one thing is like after a season, you can like switch your defense around or your offense. You can try to sign players to contracts or extensions. But one thing that I don't know, it's like after the season's over and maybe you win the Super Bowl, maybe you don't, and it transitions into an off season, there's just nothing.
You
You,
wouldn't you wouldn't know you won the Super Bowl because there's nothing going on.
yeah, you just go into the next season and you start working on contracts again. It just like so anticlimactic. Like if you win a Super Bowl and then like the hype is done after you like exit the stadium, I don't know. I feel like it's just then you're on to the next season and your players age one more year and that's it. It kind of like
You have no idea that you'd want to see.
yeah, it's like a campaign to a Call of Duty. You complete it once and you're like, wow, I did it. You know, that was so fun. That was cool. But it's like playing campaign on a Call of Duty 5 seasons in a row or five times in a row.
Exactly.
It's like it's just so repetitive. There's nothing else they do with. They don't have like a and like you can go to like leaderboards, you know, and franchise, and you can like see your career stats and where you're ranking on the all-time records. But there's no like talk about. You don't have the broadcaster saying.
There's no news. There's no like talk show sort of thing. And
Yeah, you don't have like. Patrick Mahomes is becoming one of the best known quarterbacks in the league, and he is about to break Peyton Manning. I mean, this is like, 10 years, let's say in the future, and he's about to break Peyton Manning's record. And yeah, they don't have him like no interview, or I think it'd be really cool. I don't know, just to add more detail. There's just no detail to any of that. Once the season's over, that's it.
You could describe it with one word. What do you want? Details. That's it.
Yeah, details.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's going to be all the time I have for today. I've got some stuff to do before I leave for work. But everyone, please go check out Fix Madden Football on Instagram. He's just surpassed 1K followers, and he's growing fast. He posts funny clips and glitches of the game, and his followers are super active, and just they're fun to talk to, and they're supportive. So everyone go follow him. I'll post this podcast sometime soon on to Anchor, and that will distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and I can send you the link when that's out as well.
For sure. I had a really good time, man. Thanks for talking. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ever want to do anything else or continue talking, I'm always down. I enjoy anything football. So
maybe when 21 comes out, I'll give my opinions on that.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, man. I'll see you later.
You might get a less calm and more. You might have to break out the censorship bar.
Oh yeah. That's fine. Actually, tell me if you hear something.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Did you hear that? Like what the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this like box. It's called the Go XLR Mini, and it's like, I don't know, it can do a lot of fun stuff. But like if you're streaming or something, and you like can't help yourself, and you want to say something really bad, you can just like mother, and it just blinks out. It's fun sometimes.
That's perfect,
All right. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we finish this podcast today?
Don't buy Madden 21, please. Save your money. If you're gonna buy it and you play Ultimate Team, don't buy packs.
Agreed. I can agree with that. I haven't bought a game in 3 years, or since Long Shot came out.
Yes, that's what I like to hear.
All right, man. I'll hit you up on Instagram.
That sounds good.
All right.
I appreciate it, man.
Yep. So, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast today. I will have this up hopefully tomorrow. Make sure you go follow Fix Madden Football. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.